Hey guys, so here's a part two to the post that I just posted about Feel So You Can Heal. I don't think I talked about it over here. In November was very interesting for me. I have been trying to reach my best friend for a few months. The last time I talked to her was in February, the end of February. We were having a discussion. You know, your best friends and y'all be scoping out stuff, and I'm talking to her about something, and you know, she's like, Chanel, you need to just let it go and you need to forgive. And I'm like, yeah, well, I don't have a problem forgiving, but forgive and move him on down the road, you know. And she was like, well, just let it go. I know you were upset about what he did to me. I was. And that was the last time I talked to her. She had texted me one time after that, and after that she just disappeared. So I'm calling, so I'm thinking maybe she's still a little upset about our last conversation. And so I was like, well, I'll just, you know, let her soak it out and she'll call me back. And so April comes along. I'm like, okay, that's been long enough. She's not answering. And then May comes along. Then I'm in the hospital, not knowing that we are both now in the hospital fighting for our lives. She was in the hospital. She went to the hospital in March. She fell and broke her leg or something, and they did surgery. Now, during all this, I have not got a call at all. Sorry. Ooh-wee. I'm not knowing that anything is wrong, but I'm still trying to get in touch with her. Then I end up in the hospital in May with AFib and congestive heart failure. So I'm sick, and for a while, I just wasn't in a position where I could do anything, call anybody or deal with anybody. And so after I started getting a little bit better, towards the end of July, I started trying to call her again. Still couldn't reach her. And I was like, oh, she done took this too far. You know, I'm all in my feelings. And she, at that point, got off social media. So I just really didn't know how to find her. And so, you know, I started looking in October on social media to try to find my god kids, but I couldn't find them. And I was just like, oh, this is just like really ridiculous. So my godson's birthday was in November, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna make her talk to me. So I sent a Cash App, but I couldn't find her Cash App. I found her mother's Cash App, and I sent her, you know, some money for my godson. And she calls me back a few hours later, and she's talking to me, and she's like, yeah, you know, because what Logan went through when his mother passed away. And I just remember feeling like the air was sucked out of the room. And I said, what did you say? And she said that she had passed away in June. And I was angry for a minute. Let me just be real. I was very, very angry, because at first I was like, God, why didn't you tell me? And he gave me an answer. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. And so she's talking about she passed away in June. It's November. I have missed the funeral. I missed when she was in the hospital. I'm like, did she even ask for me? You know, but when she started telling me all the things that went on, I think she probably was ready to go, because of all the things that were happening to her. And it's interesting because we were in the hospital at the same time. It's very raw to me. She's been my best friend for over maybe 23, 24 years. And it just was devastating to me, because I was like, I should have been there for her. I didn't know what was going on. And so here's my conversation with God. Why did you not tell me that this was going on? He gave me two answers. First answer was, because she was ready to go. And she didn't ask for you because she knew you would try to pray her back. Yes. Yes, I would. I have several times, and this was no different to me. And then I said, well, you know, at least you could have said, sorry guys, my face now I'm on screen is itching. And then I'm like, well, why did you know, wait so long for me to find out after the fact? At least if she had passed away, I could have went to the funeral and got to, because they probably would have been burying you too. You both were in the hospital at the same time. She just didn't come out. And I was devastated, but I understood. I understood that God was trying to protect me, because we were that close. We talked every day. But now that I look back at some things, when she was telling me to forgive the guy, I now understand it. She was making peace. She had come to peace and to terms, and she was letting that stuff go. She was getting herself cleared, and she had sent me another message, and it didn't make sense to me. She was like, I need you to pray that my daughter will understand. And I'm like, what the heck does that mean? And that she'll be okay and that she understands. And I'm like, I don't even know what that means, but okay. So I tried to call her like a few days later, but she must have, I think she might have been in the hospital then. But they said she got to the point where she couldn't hold her phone. She lost the ability with her hands. And so, it's crazy. So it was just a lot of things that now make sense to me. She was a little strange a few months going into that. And I remember saying to one of my friends, I'm like, I don't know what's going on here. She's changed, but it makes sense now. She was making peace with what was coming, and she knows me. She knows I have a big heart. She just knows. And, finding out later was rough. But I loved me some Kilolo. And when I saw that, video of her, that's I haven't really been able to bring myself to see a picture of her or anything like that. I mean, I saw a little picture of her online, but her face was covered. But, the picture that I posted on my Instagram, I saw her hugging my godson. And it just kind of broke me for a minute. But I said it to say this. Sometimes we hold on to stuff that we just need to let go of. We need to understand that life is short, and you need to enjoy every person and every moment. If you need to remove somebody, remove them. But make sure that, you are enjoying every day of your life. I remember my mother and I had a conversation about something, and she was telling me, just let it go, Chanel. And I said, Mommy, listen, my job as your daughter is to make sure that you enjoy your life until I put you in the hands of God. Okay. But until then, I want it to be drama free. So if I got to go to war to get people off of you, will. And so I wanted to say, make peace with people, move on with your life, enjoy your life, enjoy the people that are in your life. Don't take yourself so serious. This was from Betty White. Betty White said the reason why she believed that she lived so long is because she didn't take herself seriously. She laughed as much as possible, and she made sure to enjoy every bit of her life. That was my motto right after that. And then I was sick after that. So I was like, I really need to hold on to that. And so I want to say the same to you. Enjoy your life. Laugh as much as possible. Let stuff go. Don't take stuff so serious. Child, when you get to a certain age, yelling and screaming and fighting ain't something you're trying to do. No way. Ain't nobody trying to go through all of that drama. I know Chanel is not. And so I want to say the same to you. Some things are just, it ain't even worth it. Honey, listen, that's why I'm 45. And you ever see wrinkles on my face? You see that? I don't have laugh lines. I don't have the folds here. And I have a small little double chin, just small, because I'm a thicker girl, but I'm working on that. But seriously, learn how to have fun. I laugh sometimes until my side hurts. Why? Because I am learning not to take stuff serious. I'm learning not to have myself all upset and face all scrunched up with rest in B face. Baby, listen. Take the time, love God, love your friends and family. If you need to remove people, remove them. Do what you got to do so you can enjoy your life and live a very productive, happy life until the day that you return to God. All right? God gave me another chance, and baby, I'm taking every bit of it. You understand? All right, you guys have a good night. I got a few more things to do before I go to bed, but see y'all tomorrow. Bye.